Hey everybody, what's up? If you remember last year, I planted chrysanthemums for the first time. Now, these aren't the normal garden chrysanthemums that you see, in fall at the grocery stores and everywhere else put in front of your house. These are actually florist chrysanthemums. I think some people call them football mums. There's different names for them. I don't really know. Heirloom mums. Anyhow, I tried to grow these, and a cat actually went into my hoop house and gave birth and raised a litter of kittens in my hoop house. And so I kind of just stayed out of the hoop house, and it got overrun with weeds, and they never bloomed. So at the end of the season, I just lawn mowed the whole thing, and I said, oh well, you win some, you lose some. But turns out a lot of these overwintered. You'll see here, these things look really rough, and if it wouldn't have been for a couple new plants growing new foliage, I would have never thought to dig these up. So I'm going to dig these up, and I'm going to pot them up, and we're going to see if we can get some new growth on these. I think technically these little stem remnants that I'm digging up here are called the stools, which is actually, I guess, funny, because I guess somebody looked at this and said, well, this looks pretty crappy, and I don't know. I know maybe it's some inside joke. But I just dug each one of these up here. Then I put them into a winter sowing container. I know, right? So I just grabbed my 2 liter and I put my little stool, in here. And I taped it shut and I set it outside. I started this process around the end of February. Here in a second, we'll see here by the end of March, you'll see that I have a lot of growth on a lot of these little plant remnants. I'll be the first one to admit that I thought that a lot of these were definitely dead. The stems were hollow. They were breaking off. There's no way this stuff was going to grow, but they did. Okay, so I would suggest, even if you have one of these on the ground and you think this is definitely dead, there's no way this has overwintered, I'd go ahead and give it a try, because in a lot of cases they were coming up from the base of the plant and not even, budding out from the stems. I hope that makes sense. It's kind of hard to explain. So here it is. I've put it in a 2 liter soda bottle, and we just wait patiently for the sunshine and everything to do its job. And you can, of course, do this indoors, I'm sure, but I don't have heat mat or grow lights or anything like that, so I just opted to do this. So here we are at the end of March. These have been in the bottles about a month or so, and you can see a lot of them are putting on a lot of really nice growth, and that means I'm going to try to take some cuttings for the first time of these, and we'll just see how they do. I'll be the first one to admit I'm terrible at taking cuttings of some things. Some things are really easy, but these seem to be more tricky. I tried it last year, not this particular method, but another method that I saw on YouTube, and I failed at it, so we're going to give this a try. I'm just going to find the stems that I want. I want them to be about 2 to 3 inches long, and I'm just going to pinch them underneath a leaf. Ideally, I don't think you want to pinch them. Ideally, I think you'd want to use a knife. I didn't have a knife. I just broke the stems. They're kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say succulent. They're easy to snap, so it's not really like you have to smash the stems if you're careful. After I've pinched my stems off, I'm just going to remove any foliage that's going to be under the soil, just so it's a little less likely to rot, I guess. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to kind of have a makeshift propagator by using the 2 liter bottles and the duct tape, just like I was preparing a winter sowing container. So it's the same thing. I have my wet/moist compost in here. I have, and I put the cuttings in, then I seal it up, and I'm going to keep it outside in a nice warm place, probably out of the direct sunlight, and we'll see what happens. Definitely be sure to be on the lookout for a follow-up video to this, and if you're watching this in the future and you don't see anything, just go ahead and assume that it was a failure and move on, I guess. I hope that this was somehow helpful, and I hope you guys are having a really great day. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.